iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the GoldBowling.com 100 here from the Phoenix International Raceway. It's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing. Championship night takes us right here under the lights where 4 drivers enter, and only 1 driver will be crowned the champion here after tonight's 100-lap feature event. These drivers have had their practice. They're in the process of finishing up their qualifying, but who are the drivers that we're going to be looking for? A couple of them already at the top here in our provisional qualifying efforts here tonight, but let's take a look. The 4 drivers that come into the night: Sean Butler, James Skelton, Jeffrey Souza, and Max Terrill. Max Terrill just making it in by the skin of his teeth into the championship race here tonight. So, how did they all get here? What path did they all take? Well, Sean Butler picked up a win to lock himself in here tonight. He picked up 3 wins along the way with 6 top 5s along with 8 top 10s. James Skelton picked up a win this season along with 10 top 5s, the most out of any of the drivers in the Final 4 here tonight, along with 12 top 10s. Jeffrey Souza picking up a win this season, but pointing his way all the way here to the Final 4 with 4 top 5s this season and 8 top 10s. And then there's Max Terrill. He's picked up 2 wins on the season along with 8 top 5s and 11 top 10s here tonight. So he is also one of the drivers we will be watching here tonight to see if he will be able to pick up another championship here on Monday night. Jeffrey Souza, of course, still looking for his first championship ever. This is not the first time, though, he has ever made it to the Final 4. The other season, he pointed his way all the way right here to Phoenix, where we wrapped up that season, and he ended up coming 1 spot short of picking up his first ever championship. Will he be able to do it here tonight against 3 of the drivers that have multiple championships, multiple wins with the series? We'll find out. He may be the ultimate underdog. But it is time now to head down trackside here tonight, race fans, for the final time this season. Let's head down for the starting lineup. Starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at SimBox. You need a button box, race fans? Don't worry, SimBox has you covered. Head on over to SimBox PC on Facebook.com. Well, taking the front row here tonight, he drives car number 88. He'll take the pole. He's in a great spot. One of your championship drivers, that'll be Sean Butler. To the outside of him, driving car number 51, it's the all-white Fox Racing number 51 out of Virginia. That'll be DJ Anderson. And how about it? There is car number 8 here tonight. Zach Mitchell will start back in third. There's Jeffrey Souza. Great starting spot for him. He'll roll off from the 4th starting position. Then the next 2 drivers in the final 4, it'll be car number 86 of James Skelton. He'll start 5th. 6th will go to the 42 of Max Terriol. 7th here tonight will be the 62 of Ethan Troutman. Then it'll be the Shanika single, number 11, starting back into the 8th starting spot here tonight. Ryan O'Donnell's got the Turbo Dork Radical paints rattled up, ready to go here tonight. He'll start back into the 9th spot here tonight, and starting to round out the top 10, car number 31. That'll be Donald Bennett out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Starting back into the 11th spot, Somerville, South Carolina, the 01 Adventure in Pixels entry of Richard Murdoch. Joshua Buckley in 12th. Back into the 13th spot will be Chris Hammett, Rob Higgins, Kevin O'Brien, Bob Higgins, and Tony Strano. That's your starting lineup coming into the night. Getting ready to drop the green flag here, this time by 100 laps in the GoBowling.com. 100 here tonight. Championship night here for the Phoenix International Raceway. Ready to go green. This time off turn number 4. Drop the hammer. Let's go racing here at Phoenix. See, a lot of the drivers utilize the down onto the apron, the little dog leg, the short chute, if you will, there at the start-finish line, down into turn number 1. 1 car up out of the groove already. That was the number 11 of Shanika Single. Single having some problems in the Care Bear number 11 entry coming up to speed. He'll drop all the way to the tail of the field. Lap number 1, though, will go to the Butler. That is Sean Butler will lead lap number 1 of the GoBowling.com championship race here tonight. DJ Anderson all over the back end looking for the race lead. Remember, Anderson, teammates of the 88 of Sean Butler, but not in the championship final 4. There you see the 4, though, the Callaway number 4. The Stant Analyzer entry of Jeffrey Souza. He's one of those drivers biting for a championship here tonight. He's trying to get around the number 51 of DJ Anderson. Right to the back bumper at the start-finish line was the number 4 there. He's not able to make a pass just yet. Long way to go here tonight at Phoenix. You look up and you only see 100 laps around this mile speedway. Yeah, well, this is a very odd, unique raceway. As one driver down the back straightaway, Kevin O'Brien, the driver out of Australia, having a little bit of bobbles and wobbles there. Maybe got into the turn 2 exit wall. I do see some right front fender damage on the 184 of Kevin O'Brien. So it indicates to us that he has tangled with the wall. A couple tricky spots here around the Phoenix International Raceway that we will keep an eye on. Exit of turn 2 right there. And, ooh, Donald Bennett almost found the exit of turn number 2. You also got to watch out of turn number 4. And then that little, call it a little short shoot, a little dog leg, if you will. These drivers, you see a couple of them going down there right now. Richard Murdoch going way down below as far as he can go low. Those drivers, you got to watch. If you go down there, a driver does not have to let you back up. So you go down there, you're kind of in no man's land, and you're at the mercy of the driver. That's all to the outside of you, to the right side of you, if you will. So 2 drivers right there as they come across the start-finish line side by side. That'll be Ryan O'Donnell, the driver out of Canton, Michigan. And you see him in his Turbo Dork entry. Oh, he's got some great-looking colors on Ryan O'Donnell's Turbo Dork entry tonight, though. It's that hotline. I love it when that hotline blings. Good-looking color. Somebody into the wall that time. You saw the big puff of smoke, and yep, there it is. The Care Bear number 11. John Single is the driver of that car, and he did find the outside retaining wall. Getting awfully close there to the 3 of Tony Strano in the Victory Junction Gang Group number 3. Donald Bennett down to the inside in the number 31, dropping back through the field. Started in the 10th position, currently right now back to running in 14th. But he's got Tony Strano on the hunt there, trying to take that spot as Tony's trying to tiptoe around the outside right now. Phoenix, one of those tracks not known for a lot of grip out there, so these drivers will be tiptoeing around here, especially on the late runs. Going to see some drivers utilize the apron in turns 1 and 2. You see him run right down around that yellow stripe that Bennett just did, where you might see him swing it up high and try and get the momentum run down the straightaway. There you see the 11 of Sean Single will pick up the spot from the 31 of Donald Bennett, so Bennett back to now running into the 15th running position. GoBowling.com, number 8 of Zach Mitchell, has fallen through the field here in the opening laps, trying to regroup and come back through here. Next time by, we're already have 9 laps officially in the books, and you can tell that the Go Bowling entry had already used up one of those bumpers. Got into the outside wall a time or two because the right front fender is caved in on the GoBowling.com. Number 8 entry. And so was that rear quarter panel. So it was smacked it at least once, possibly tail slapped it a second time. Currently running back into the 7th position. Sean Butler still the race leader, though, the driver out of Ohio here. One of the drivers that has the most wins on the series. Coming into the night, Sean Butler actually holds 43 wins, the second all-time winningest driver with the series. Has a number of championships, actually holds the record of championships here with the series also, so going for another one here. Last time he picked one up, well, 3 seasons ago, was at the Martinsville Speedway, is where we wrapped up the season. I can recall a couple seasons ago we came here in the trucks, and Sean Butler actually, if I remember right, I believe it was Sean Butler, towards the end of that race, a handful of laps to go, wound up on the pit wall, out of the race, as he, well, unfortunately, I guess you want to say he beached himself up on the wall. He was wrapped up in a wreck coming out of turn number 2, and that ended his championship hopes. There's the all-time winningest driver. He's one of those drivers we talked about. He came in just by the skin of his teeth, car number 42 of Max Theriault. Comes into the night the winningest driver ever in the series. 45 wins for the old driver there. Out of Canada. And just behind him, a 2-time champion, the Flowertown Animal Hospital 86, James Skelton, comes into the night. He sits 28 career wins and 3rd overall in the series. It's pretty much going to need to take a win here to win this championship tonight. Still a lot of racing left here tonight, though, being dominated by that 88 of Sean Butler. Saw the flames out on the right-hand side of that RWB entry. He continues to lead here tonight at Phoenix. It is, of course, 100 laps here with the NASCAR Xfinity machines. We've been all up and down the board this season with these drivers. Started things off way back on my birthday in February at the Daytona International Speedway for the Greg's Pizza 500. TJ Anderson went to Victory Lane. Then it was the Mickey's Tax Service 150 at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Chris Hammett went to Victory Lane. Then it was the GoBowling.com 30 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the road course. And that was Zach Mitchell who went to Victory Lane. DJ Anderson visited Victory Lane again then in the Black Rifle Coffee 135 from Miami Homestead Speedway before James Skelton broke into Victory Lane singing a pretty tune at the Nashville Super Speedway. Then it was off to the Chicagoland Speedway for 90 laps where Max Theriault went to Victory Lane. And then he backed it up again 1 week later at the Richmond Raceway. Chris Hammett picked up another win then when we went to Irwindale, where Sean Butler the following week at Auto Club picked up a win. DJ Anderson then finished off the regular season at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in Victory Lane before he won the first race of the round of 12 at Kentucky. Then we went to Dover. His teammate Sean Butler picked up the win in round number 12. It was the final race before we cut the chase to 8. See, a big mistake there by the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. He was into the outside wall out of turn number 2. A big, heavy contact on the right-hand side of that car. Mainly rear-end damage, though, to Callaway State Analyzer entry. The final 2 wins, though, of the season so far have gone to the Mickey's Tax Service 100 at Rockingham to Jeffrey Souza. And then the 2-cent single 150 at Martinsville went to Sean Butler. And that leads us all right here to Phoenix in the GoBowling.com 100 here tonight for championship night. Sean Butler leading the way, as there's the other 3 drivers all nose to tail for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position on the speedway. Souza, Theriault, and Skelton all chasing championship hopeful of Sean Butler. These drivers, when they come back around, it'll be 19 official laps in the books. Sean Singer still trying to, well, I guess hand Care Bears off as he tries to come back through the field. As he'll get to the inside of the Granny Hips, Walkers and Canes entry out of Massachusetts of Joshua Buckley. Wasn't able to make the pass out of turn 2. Try again here out of turn number 4. So Sean, who was, well, he started into the 8th position, fell all the way back to the last, has now worked himself up to the 11th spot to match the door number on the Care Bears entry. So as he's been making those moves, nothing has changed up front. Rhino Donnie, though, getting pressure from his old teammate. There's the 0-1. The Adventure in Pixels entry. Oh, Murdoch, a little kiss of the wall going down into the corner. Oh, Rhino Donnie also has some damage to the Turbo Dork entry. This track is not a very forgiving track, as you see Chris Hammett, one of the, well, I want to call him a seasoned veteran by now at this point. Picked up the championship last season. One of those drivers that came in, didn't have a win all season long, came into the championship race and had to win to advance, and he did, or win the race to win the championship, and he did. Advancing his position, though, was the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch will fly high with that veteran-owned and operated 0-1 entry. Past Rhino Donnie. So Donnie back to where he started into the 9th position, as now Richard Murdoch has picked up the 8th spot. So +3 here tonight for Richard Murdoch in the first quarter of this race. Headed into the right direction for old Richard Murdoch. I believe I saw Murdoch out there this past week. I think I saw, I don't know if it was a Snapchat or a Facebook story or whatever these kids call those things here nowadays. And I think I saw Richard Murdoch driving a Tesla, race fans. For a guy that was in the military, flying planes, working on planes, and has a big old GMC that pulls his camper, has a boat now. I think I just saw him on a road trip with his girls in a Tesla. I don't know, race fans. You try to wrap your head around that. And I'll let you come up with the rest of that. Jeffrey Souza is under attack, trying to run away. That's the 42 of Max Terriel. Sean Butler right now has a, well, 3/4 of a second race lead over DJ Anderson. And then a little over a second and a half back here to the championship 3 that are battling it out for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Again, it's the first driver across the start-finish line tonight after the 100 laps is the driver that we will crown a champion. Doesn't matter if you finish second and you're the first out of the 4 across, you will win the championship. But right now, it's what it's going to take is it's going to take you to man up, pony up, go up there and catch that 88 of Sean Butler. They would have to first get around the number 51 of TJ Anderson, the team car to that 88. You see Max Terriel now start to open up that arc. Try to see if he can get the run down the straightaways here on that Stant Analyzer Callaway number 4. That's right, it's golf season. We were just out here, a couple of us at the studio, myself and Josiah Mill. We were out golfing this past Friday. I know Donald Bennett just hit the links the other day, actually. I think he played 2 days last week. I think he played Thursday for Donald Bennett, and I think I also saw him out on Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. He's actually at the golf course down the road from us here in our studio. One driver not here tonight is Tim Combs. If you've noticed, the number 17 is missing. That's because Tim Combs is actually out golfing right now. I know. How dare him not invite us? That's right, Will. Let's go, Sean, win the Oh, no, Sean, you're not in the championship. Mr. Single all by myself. I know. Stick to your day job, youth. But Sean Single right now down 3 spots, still trying to rebound after that first lap. I guess he boot scoot and boogied himself right out and back to the last place running. There's some damage still on the Care Bear number 11. They have not been able to come to pit road. Pit road should be open here for these drivers very shortly. One driver overstepped it down there. That was Rhino Donnie. Saw him get up into the fence there, and he'll snag it again. Here comes Chris Hammett, as he'll take it to the inside. But Sean and Ryan O'Tani should have a little reprieve here in just a couple of moments. These drivers should be getting ready to spot pit road to come down, and his team will have a very brief, quick moment that they would be able to go ahead and look at the car, see if they can fix any of that damage under green flag. You don't want to spend too much time on pit road as one driver already coming. Here comes Richard Murdoch, the Adventure in Pixels entry. He will come to pit road. So as Murdoch comes to pit road, he's the first driver to hit pit road here on lap number 30. So to be 30, 60, and 90 for Murdoch is the way this looks like this might play out. Murdoch might be able to stretch it on a very long run, but he is the first driver to pit road. It'll be 4 tires and fuel for the Adventure in Pixels, United States Air Force driver. Oh, the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Joshua Buckley and Donald Bennett starting to go at it. Both those drivers got that, well, I guess you call it at this point a famous right fender crinkle. That's because they've been into the outside wall, whether it's been off turn 4 or turn 2. Turn 2 seems to be the more likely spot. These cars looking very, very unstable. Murdoch back out of pit road. He will go 1 lap down currently. The only driver a lap down, running back into the 17th position. He's got a hope, though, as you see Buckley got a little sideways that time off into turn number 3. Murdoch has to hope right now that Sean Butler, there you see him coming off turn number 2, that he does not find Bob Higgins. There's Bob going across the start-finish line. And here comes Sean now across the start-finish line. Got about a 4-second deficit right now between those drivers. Because, well, if Sean Butler was able to get to the car number 30 of Bob Higgins, that would no longer have Mr. Murdoch as the lucky dog. And now here comes more drivers coming to pit road. Here comes Souza, Troutman, and Zach Mitchell. There you see the other 2 that are wandering down pit road here on lap number 35. So they will go a couple laps longer than Richard Murdoch was able to here tonight. Joshua Buckley also coming to pit road. Very awkward long pit road. You enter off turn number 2 and you exit off turn number 4. One of the oddest and longest pit roads in NASCAR. Pretty much wrapping around the entire speedway. Race leader on pit road, though. Here comes Sean Butler. DJ Anderson will stay out and at least lead a lap here. So everybody coming to pit road. There's the race leader. So Anderson, Terriel, and Skelton are drivers that have stayed out, and we will keep it that way. They have not come to pit road that time by. Tony Strano also has not bring the Victory Junction gang car to pit road. Tony and Joe, 2 brothers that compete here on a weekly schedule. Looks like Joe not able to make it tonight here to the race. Hope all is well with Joe. We haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks, actually. Of course, we did have the Memorial Day holiday off. Donald Bennett down and away from his pit box. He'll come back out onto pit road with the number 31. There he comes. Hammer down. Max Terriel, though, coming down pit lane. So he'll make his first stop of the evening here on lap number 38. DJ Anderson and James Skelton, though, trying to push it as far as they can. And the farther they push it, the more cars they put a lap down. Except here comes Anderson now. He'll bring the Toyota to pit road. So James Skelton will be the driver that takes over the race lead. So you see how things are starting to cycle themselves through. Skelton probably wants the freshest tires at the end of the night. Sean Butler is right behind him, though, so Butler should be able to unlap himself. Now James Skelton will come to pit road, and Butler will get back onto the lead lap, and we'll see where this all really starts to cycle out. We still have, well, Skelton's on pit road. We still got Tony Strano, and then Kevin O'Brien is the only other driver that we are waiting to make his first stop here of the evening. See all those drivers on the left-hand side that were a lap down now getting their lap back as race leader is on pit road. Here comes Strano, here comes O'Brien also, so everybody to pit road. Notice 2 tire stops though for the number 88 of Sean Butler and a 2 tire stop for Jeffrey Souza. Those are the only 2 drivers here tonight to go ahead and utilize the 2-tire strategy stop early on, closing in on the halfway portion home here tonight of the GoBowling.com 100 here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. And here is a racing battle. It's the number 62, the body armor entry of Ethan Troutman trying to work underneath the Adventure in Pixel 01 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch working the outside group. We told you. See how that 62 goes way down onto the apron. Murdoch actually gives them plenty of room, but they got to look out because look who's ready to slice, dice, and come up the gut like a running back. That's the 42, Max Terriot is now right there with nowhere to go. Try to get back into the throttle early. He did have to lift a little bit. But he'll go down to the inside here, try to cut the course, get a little advantage. Any couple feet less around the bottom side of the speedway is an advantage if you can get the power down. And he'll take the power move down to the inside. He'll take over the 3rd spot now for the 42 of Max Terriot. So it's Butler, Souza, Terriot. 3 of the top drivers here tonight battling for a championship, running 1, 2, and 3. Where's the 4th driver in the championship hunt? Well, he's a little bit farther back because he was one of the last drivers to come to pit road. And that is James Skelton. He's back here running into the 8th spot. So James Skelton goes from running inside the top 5 under the green flag cycle all the way back to the 8th spot. We'll see if that, well, was a bold strategy, Cotton, and see how it plays out. Troutman just got around Murdoch. Remember, Murdoch pitted back on lap 30, so he does have the oldest tires out of everybody on the speedway. He won't put up much of a fight either for DJ Anderson, so Anderson picks back up a spot after that cycle. Came in under green flag pit cycle when it all started to unfold. He was 2nd. Cycled back out, though, back into the 6th spot. Drivers like Murdoch, who short pitted, had the better tires then, as now Anderson trying to get around Troutman. Coming into just a couple weeks ago, Troutman was the only driver that had completed every lap coming in. 1,351 is the official count coming into the night of what he had. 1,441 is the official. Oh yeah, he has 1,441 of the laps that he has completed this season. Had to look at it for a moment. Wrote it, looked at it, didn't sound right, looked at it again on the screen here, and 1,441 is what he has completed. Completed every lap so far this season. Has been caught up in a couple of wrecks, but has still been able to finish them all out here. It's a feat in its own for the 62 of Ethan Troutman. And these 2 drivers, you switch their numbers and whatnot, and it's a 3 or a 1 or a 1 and a 3. That's Joshua Buckley and Donald Bennett. They've been linked together like peanut butter and jelly here tonight, and right now Granny Hips is pretty hungry. And Josh Buckley has that 12th position from Donald Bennett. Buckley has the older tires, though, but they did just go a lap down, both of them. So they're running 12th and 13th respectively on the card here tonight, 1 lap down. Joshua Buckley has the advantage over Bennett right now, so Bennett, I'm sure, wants to go and see if he can get that spot. A little kiss of the wall there for Granny Hips. Tennis ball must have slipped on the old linoleum. Right now, this is one of the best battles that are on the speedway here between Buckley and Bennett. The double Bs are wild right now. Bennett ran with the series a couple seasons ago. Then had to take a little bit of a break. He was back this season for a full-time campaign. He's made just about every race, if I do recall. All but 2 races this season. All but 1 race, actually, because this one has not counted yet into the books. Comes in 20th overall in the championship standings. Not a bad season overall for him. He's only picked up 1 top 10 this far in the season. But he's back. He's not a per se driver that loves to go to the short tracks and whatnot. But with the Scrambler series, he gets a little taste of every track and every car combination. So that's why he likes coming out here on Monday night. He's more of a super speedway-esque driver. It's where 90% of his wins here on the iRacing.com platform have come on super speedways. DJ Anderson, you have pressure from another Toyota. The only 2 Toyotas in the field here tonight, just after the halfway part home. DJ Anderson, James Skelton running 4th and 5th on the call. James Skelton has the fresher tires. It looked like DJ Anderson was faster in the first portion of tonight's race, but he did have a little bit fresher air now that he's back into the pack here. That number 51 Fox Racing entry just does not seem to have the same get up and go Foxes underneath the hood. But the Flowertown Animal Hospital says we got plenty of ponies and doggies and kitty cats to push and will our way on past. So Skelton, remember, came in inside the top 5 under the green flag pit cycle, fell back to 8. Now he's looking to try and get the 4th spot from DJ Anderson, and looking at it, we're probably just, maybe 10, 15 laps away from another cycle of green flag pit stops for some of these drivers that may come a little bit sooner. Ryan O'Donnell up, scraping that hot line. Number 98, the color on that turbo dork entry. And Shanika Single is trying to pick up that spot, but Ryan O'Donnell will cross over out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway and see if he'll make a bid back down to the inside to get around Shanika Single. Turbo dork entry not able to fire back as the battle also out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. James Skelton had a look on the 51 and then slipped out of turn 2. Just couldn't keep it up underneath him. See Skelton trying to go a little bit higher there to get some air on the nose of that Flowertown Animal Hospital entry. Every time he goes up there, it gives him a really good run down the straightaway. The problem is, runs out of space. Needs that straightaway to be about another 300-400 feet longer for that to work out. Now he'll go to the bottom. Slide job coming. The 86 will slide up in front of the 51. He'll take the spot. Crossover move. Out of turn number 2 they come. Crossover from the 51. Anderson will take the spot back there from Skelton. Skelton will lay it right on the door panel there, that passenger side. He can hammer it up, gas it up, and get around the outside of that number 51 of Anderson. Or is Anderson now going to battle back? Will he throw a slider down in 1 and 2? He will not. Both drivers go to the top here. So James Skelton will have that 5th spot now. Or sorry, 4th spot to Skelton. 5th to DJ Anderson. That was a good textbook move there by James Skelton. It shows you that he is a past series champion here on Monday night with the series. As it'll be 40 laps to go for your race leader when he comes around here. Playing a little hocus pocus on us, but he is the race leader, is Sean Butler. Souza is still hanging back here, 4.5 seconds back. You find the Galloway stand analyzer number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Just behind him by another 3/4 of a second is the 42 of Max Terriel. And then you got to go back a whole 2 seconds before you find the Flowertown Animal Hospital number 86 of James Skelton. So your championship 4 right now, we're running 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good race so far here tonight. It has been clean and green. Drivers have been into the outside wall. Drivers have been sideways here tonight, but it has been, for the most part, a clean race. There you see Murdoch. He's the first driver that we are expecting in here. And just a couple of laps, if he can push it that far. Caution lights. Joshua Buckley is sitting idle in turns 3 and 4. That'll bring the caution lights on. He gets the Granny Imps Walkers and Canes number 13 pointed back into the right direction. I have to watch this back. What happened to Joshua Buckley? Bennett got down to the inside, and he got tight down to the inside, and Buckley's going to nose it into the outside wall. They were behind the number 4 of Souza. Bennett went to the inside, and it just didn't stick. I think he learned that move from Ross Chastain. Bennett, a big Ross Chastain supporter. I heard he's part of the fan club. I heard he's drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever you want to say. That's going to shove Buckley up into the outside wall. But now, race leaders are all on pit road. Your lead lap cars will come to pit road here. 4 tires and fuel, I do suspect, for all these drivers. Right side tires going on for the race leader of Butler. They will put it down. They will go around. They will jack up the left-hand side. So it will be a 4-tire stop. 2 tires for Anderson. And it will be Anderson, Butler, Souza, Terriel, Skelton, Mitchell off pit road is how they come. Tony Strano was the lucky dog, so he will get the wave around here. Lap down cars now making their way to pit road. Bennett along with Hammett. Higgins, O'Brien, Higgins, and Buckley all coming to pit road together. So with the change of events, now that's going to put the 51 of DJ Anderson on the top spot here, but he does only have 2 tires on his, well, all white number 51. Tonight's race is brought to us by our friends at GoBowling.com. Race fans, do you want to go bowling in the, well, when racing isn't on TV or you're not racing yourself? Well, head on over to GoBowling.com. Schedule your bowling trip to your local bowling alley today. Also, keep up with all the pro bowling invitationals over at GoBowling.com. Also, don't even have to call anybody nowadays. You just head on right over to the website and schedule your lane parting. We got to thank them along with some of our other sponsors that make this all possible all season long here with the series. We got to thank 2 Cent Single. We got to thank the Black Rifle Coffee Company. We got to thank Greg's Pizza. We got to thank the Inside Track Motorsports News, Adventure in Pixels, Mickey's Tax Service, Turbo Dork. Of course, we got to thank Simbox, and how about our friends over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply? They are in business now for 20 years, serving the Ayer, Massachusetts, and greater area. So we got to thank the Higgins family for their support here with the series. The Higgins family not only supporting us here on iRacing, but, of course, supporting local short track racers. You should support your local family-owned and operated businesses like the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, because they support us. Ready to go back racing here to be 67 laps officially completed. See them all lined up. Come back, it'll be Anderson. Butler on the front row. Green flag is back into the air here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway. And look at them all spread out. Contact there, Anderson. Oh, Butler and Anderson. Skeleton. Terriot all up into the wall. Butler around his night is going to be done here tonight for Sean Butler. You see him. He's all tore up. Trying to turn the 88 around. No front nose piece on the 88. It's tore up. Max Terriot rolling away. You see him back under acceleration. The rear end of the 42 all jacked up. Looking like a Mountain Dew can. James Skelton has damage on the 86. Souza is the only one that made it through there, I do believe, that has no damage. Let's take a look here. Looked like the 51 may have bobbled. Collected them all. Let's see if we can find a better angle here of it. The 51 up into the 88. The 42 of Max Terriot just nowhere to go. Look at Sean Butler spinning like a top in the air. That car is definitely not going to go anywhere here tonight. So 3 strong cars up in, well, they look junked. We'll see if we can find an onboard camera here. You're on board with James Skelton. Skelton thought he was going to get through there, and then he got a piece of that. With Max Terriot, see him, he's up in the wall. There's just nowhere he's going to go. And he's a punching bag, spinning like a top also. Tony Strano's point of view, he was back here a little bit. You see him just hit the hooks, and Butler's just spinning, and a crazy chain of events here. Don't know if the 51 of Anderson just did not know that they were 3 wide. Chris Hammond involved. He's got heavy damage also. Bring you back live here tonight. Race leader is the number 4 of Souza. So now is the ball in his court. Souza is going to restart at the front of the field here. It is going to be, this is how they're ready to line up here, race fans, because they should be coming to get maybe, I believe, the one to go this time. It'll be Souza, it'll be Mitchell, Troutman, Single, that's right, Shanika, Single in 4th, Ryan O'Donnell, Richard Murdoch, Chris Hammett, Tony Strano, Bob Higgins, then Max Terriot in 10th. Boy, how things have changed here tonight for championship night here at Phoenix International Raceway. You wanted drama, we give you drama. Wow. Sean Butler's down on pit road. It looks like his night is going to be done. DJ Anderson, Joshua Buckley, looks like his night is going to be done here also. James Skelton's going to have to come from way deep in the field now with Max Terrill. Terrill is still out onto the speedway. But his car is, well, pretty tore up. There you see him. Bennett's number 31 looking like a modified. It's out there also. There you see a good shot of the 42 of Max Terrill as they come down the back straightaway, ready to go back racing. And then Skelton coming from 9th and 10th. Souza, though, in the catbird seat. We will complete lap number 72. And back to racing we go. Anybody's ball game here this time. Let's see how they come down into the corner number 1. And it looks like everybody's going to get away okay. Signal maybe a little kiss of the outside wall there for the 11. Murdoch hanging on to it. Single into the outside wall out of turn number 2. There is not a safe place out there on the racetrack right now. All these drivers trying to give it everything they got, Captain. Just like the opening lap of this race, Sean Single dropping like a cinder block in water. Battle is for the second position. There's the GoBowling.com, number 8 of Zach Mitchell. Right behind your race leader. Right now, if the championship were to end, it would be all Jeffrey Souza, but we're not ready to crown the champion just yet. We still have a little bit of racing left here. 26 laps remaining here tonight in the GoBowling.com 100. Josh Buckley coming back out on the raceway. And see where he goes here as the race leader approaches him. Go on the bottom side. Race leader will go around the outside. So Buckley is currently sitting at a 5-lap down deficit to the race leaders. We still have 11 drivers on the lead lap. 2 drivers still down on pit road. Butler and Anderson. Everybody else has carried on here tonight. .25 to go in the top 3. Look like Jeffrey Souza, Ethan Troutman, and Ryan O'Donnell. Zach Mitchell falling back there into the 4th spot, but the battle still back here for 5th and 6th. It's the Adventure in Pixels entry and the Care Bears entry. Wonder if Sean has any more Care Bears left in that number 11. You can tell the car just does not rotate the center of the corner. Murdoch has a good rotation that time, and he'll clear down the front straightaway. Chris Hammond just behind this duo. He is no hood. You can tell me that that car has excellent cooling here tonight. James Skelton just behind him, still running in the 8th spot here tonight. And that car is pretty used up on the right-hand side of that Flowertown Animal Hospital entry. Laps are winding down. Still has a chance, just 2 seconds behind the race leader, but there's a lot of cars in between him and Souza. Max Terrill looks like his car has not quite come up to speed. That car, you can tell the toe's knocked out of it. The car's super tight coming off the corner. Rob Higgins and Kevin O'Brien going to take evasive actions to get around the number 42. And he will. Guess who's going in the wrong direction again? Yep, that's right. The Care Bear, the driver, Sean Single. Skelton has picked up another one there, so he's now running 7th, but he's got a whole bunch of good drivers now. The farther you run up into the field here tonight, the stronger the drivers are going to get. Now, James has to get around the number 6 of Chris Hammett. There's Zach Mitchell also. 2 very strong Fords right ahead of the 86. And don't count Tony Strano out yet. Strano does have newer tires also. I just saw James Skelton trying to go to the bottom there. Chris Hammett's going to let him go, but that's going to allow Tony Strano to get around the 86. So put Strano up double digits here tonight. 11 spots gained. Oh, a kiss on the wall for Zach Mitchell. Mitchell going to kiss the outside wall out of turn number 4 there, right before the dog leg. 1:20 to go at the line for these drivers here. The final race of the season. All comes down here to a championship. Souza, Troutman, and Aldani right now is the top three. Murdoch is back there in fourth, and Zach Mitchell is fifth. Under 20 laps to go here as Richard Murdoch trying to go down below there. Use up every inch of the racetrack as well. From the bottom shelf to the top shelf, Murdoch going to give the kiss of the wall. Let's see, last time by, the fastest car on the speedway was Richard Murdoch. Murdoch about, a tenth of a second actually faster than Souza. And Troutman closing in on the race leader also. 18 rotations to go here. The body armor entry number 62 closing in on the race leader. Gonna have a good ending to this one here tonight. Battles inside the top five. Battle for the race lead. Battle for the championship. Battle for third and fourth. And some of the big storylines coming into the night. Sean Butler officially here tonight has called it a season. His season will not wind up for championship hardware. DJ Anderson will also call it an evening. His season cut short here tonight at Phoenix. As those drivers are officially out of the field, it will now be three championship drivers left. Souza, who's still out front leading, with James Skelton back there in fifth. And Max Terriot back there into the 11th position. Max's car is all tore up here. It is definitely not handling. Does not have the speed, does not have the handling any more than it did early on in this event. Max, one of those drivers, he wears it all on his sleeve. Every time he comes out here, gives it 137%. Where'd you get 137? I don't know, but it sounded good, did it not? Max always very passionate, though, when he comes out on Monday night. All he wants to do is win, but don't we all? And when he's in the championship like he was, he came in probably with a little bit of a down year for Max's standards. Came in just by 1 point getting into the final round. 15 laps to go. The sand of the hourglass is running out as the underdog is out front here tonight, trying to put himself into the history book if he can. Troutman's there, though. He is battling for the race win. Because Troutman hasn't picked up a win yet this season. He could really use it. One of the most consistent drivers on the season. Just doesn't have a win. How about Ryan O'Donnell, though, back here? Also, he is sitting third right now, just over Richard Murdoch. O'Donnell has picked up, I believe, one podium finish this season, if I'm not mistaken. I lie, it's just been one top 10, and it was at Martinsville last week. O'Donnell having a down year for his standards in that turbo dork entry. Ryan, a entrepreneur, photographer, taking headshots and scenic shoots, I should say. Living a good life over there in Michigan for Ryan O'Donnell. Battle for the race lead, though. Souza may end up giving up the race lead. At the line, it was Troutman with 11 laps to go. Souza will let him have the race lead. Souza does not have to win this race. He just has to finish ahead of James Skelton or Max Terriot, the only other two drivers that are still running here tonight. And right now, Souza with, call it 10 to go. This time when they come by the line, he has a huge advantage over the James Skelton entry, about 3.5 seconds. So letting Troutman go here tonight does not mean anything. Ryan O'Donnell still locked in this heated battle back here. Him and Murdoch were teammates for a number of seasons here in Red Light Racing. This season, though, Ryan O'Donnell joining 4X Racing along with Zach Mitchell, John Single, and Chris Hammett. And Murdoch kind of doing his own thing, hanging out with James Skelton, just kind of living the dream here, if you will. Call him an outlaw. John Single back here battling with his teammate. No, his other teammate bouncing it off the wall back there. That's a 4X. That is a 4X Chris Hammond. 8 to go. There's the battle for the race lead and the championship all in one. Troutman has finished fourth twice this season, and one podium finish. That was all the way back at Daytona. So way back on my birthday was the last time that Ethan Troutman was able to pick up a podium finish. And here tonight, trying to do it again, but this time trying to park the body armor number 62 in victory lane. Ethan Troutman, one of those drivers out here that doesn't just love driving stock cars here on iRacing, loves going to NASCAR races, always takes our Turn 3 koozie with, and our stickers all the time. He's down there from Tennessee, so he heads over to Bristol quite often. Also a die-cast collector. Will travel all over the Tennessee area to buy some die-casts. He'll also ship them in, obviously. Wonder if he'll get his body armor number 62 die-cast made if he wins this race here tonight at Phoenix. Wonder if he can get a race win die-cast 62. That'd be pretty cool to display. We got a big case over here, a lot of Kyle Larson stuff behind us, but we'd put a 62 Ethan Troutman machine up there. 5 laps to go here tonight. 4 at the line. It's Troutman, Souza, O'Donnell is how they're coming across there. So Ryan O'Donnell is still holding on. Last time by, Troutman was the fastest car on the speedway. The only driver into the 28-second bracket was a 28.88. Souza was the second fastest at a 29.01. Murdoch to the inside here. He's been there a time or two. 3 laps to go. Can Ryan O'Donnell gas it up and hold him off? I'm sure O'Donnell would love to finish 3rd here tonight, not 4th. A 3rd would feel like a win as Murdoch overshoot turn number 1. O'Donnell will get a little bit of a breather now, as Murdoch will slip off the corner, so looking better and better. Throw him up, throw him out. It'll be 2 laps to go here this time at the line in the GoBowling.com 100 Championship night here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. 2 more trips around the speedway. Troutman has 3 wins in his career. Now, as he picks up the white flag, this race will go official. First driver back to the line here tonight will pick up the win. And then it will be the first driver that comes back that's in the championship 4. They will pick up a championship. And this time, out of turn number 3 and 4 they come. It'll be Ethan Troutman picking up his 4th career win. But it will, storylines will read, Jeffrey Souza, the ultimate underdog, will win the championship here. Season 15 championship going to Jeffrey Souza, who will finish 2nd here tonight. And how about Ryan O'Donnell finishing in the 3rd spot? Richard Murdoch will finish in 4th. James Skelton will finish 2nd in the championship, but 5th overall. Zach Mitchell, Tony Strano, Chris Hammett will finish back there 6th through 8th. And then 9th was Max Terriel. 10th will be the number 40 of Rob Higgins. There's your winner, and there's your champion in the same picture frame here tonight. I'm sure some donuts will be coming. Some smoke will be laid off the rear tires of both of these cars here tonight. Two drivers that had some pretty good luck, as Souza will go down here and see if he can burn them down a little bit. Troutman going to celebrate here, though. He's already burning them down. So there it is. Your race winner will go to the 62 of Ethan Troutman. So Souza is your champion. He's out there doing those donuts also. We're going to take a quick step away, and we'll be back here tonight at Phoenix. We're talking to the winner. We're talking to second. We're talking to third. And we're talking to your champion all here after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Phoenix International Raceway here tonight for the GoBowling.com 100 Championship Race for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing. Came down to 4 drivers here tonight in the championship race. Just 4 drivers, 100 laps. The first driver across the start-finish line was going to be able to pick up the championship, and we have him standing by. We're going to make him sweat a little bit, though, and think about this one here tonight. What do you say we kick things off with one of the drivers that's been the most consistent driver here this season, and the driver to go to victory lane here tonight, the driver of that number 62, Ethan Troutman. Troutman, it's been a while since we've seen you here on the podium, but I'll tell you exactly how long it was. It's been since my birthday back in February since we got to talk to you here, but tonight you pick up the big win in the final race of the season.
Turn of events there toward the end, it was probably a 5th or 6th place day. Honestly, it was really tight. I was having trouble getting turned in, but after chaos broke, I made it through. Of course, restarted there, raced with Jeff for a little while. I knew he wasn't going to push it extremely hard in position with a championship, so I appreciate him kind of not pushing the issue. I knew he could have gone for the win, but yeah, I'm just happy to be back in victory lane. It's been maybe 2 or 3 years. It's been that long. I don't remember.
It has been a while since the 62 has gone to victory lane, but you talked about the chaos that happened out there tonight. What did you see from the cockpit of the 62?
Well, I was restarting in the 3rd row on the outside, and I just saw cars dooring each other up into the wall. So all I knew to do was, check up, go to the bottom. I think I drove under somebody, but was lucky to make it through that.
So you made it through, then you battled there with Souza. You knew what he had on the line. So, I mean, all in all, a perfect storm here tonight brewed for this 62.
Yeah, I would, half backed into it, half drove for it. It's hard to get out here and lead and dominate these things. The elite of this league always stand out. So it's, and they all wrecked. So it, gives an opportunity to push through.
So now you push through for your 4th career win, and it's the final race of the season. So what do we have on the calendar here this summer?
I will be racing in the summer league we have going. Other than that, it's nice to be able to win the last one for several months here. I think we're starting back up in August or September, so being able to ride that winter for that long, that's going to be nice.
Well, you know what? It's on like Donkey Kong because I'm coming out to wreck you.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, hey, we look forward to seeing you in the offseason. We look forward to seeing you come back next season. Before we let you go, we're going to roll the red carpet out for the 4th time ever in your career here with Red Light Racing. Who do you got to thank for another amazing season and your 4th win?
Yeah, I got to thank Mom. She's watching right now. Got to thank Mike. He tunes in every week. So here we go, Mike. Took a minute, but we got us another one. Of course, you, Roger, putting on great broadcasts every week. All the sponsors who sponsor the races, everybody who shows up every week makes it fun, makes the wins, feel valuable and mean something. And the admin team and Josh for doing everything they do to keep it running.
Well, there you hear it. He picks up his 4th win. He says he didn't quite back into it, but here tonight, Troutman picks up his 4th career win en route here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway. The driver that will finish 3rd, he's standing by. The driver out of Canton, Michigan, the Turbo Dork Radical Paints, number 98. That is Ryan O'Donnell. Ryan, a really good race here for the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry, as you, of course, you brought out that beautiful paint here tonight on championship night. But the paint's a little wrinkled, it's cracked, it's damaged, and your knuckles are whiter than my legs.
That's exactly how I would put it. A little bit of battle scars, a little bit of exhaustion from having to wheel it around the track.
What was the atmosphere out there tonight? What did you come in here looking to do championship night?
I just wanted to hang in the middle and look good doing it, but as the race went on and we got the pit stops and then we got the caution and the second caution, I kept moving forward. So it's like, wow, I think I actually have something now, and so I just had to put the pedal down and keep it there.
Do you think if we had a late race caution here tonight, there was enough left in this hotline bling that you could have parked it in victory lane possibly?
I kept a spare set of tires just in case for that possibility. So I think I probably could have had something, yeah.
So what you're saying is you want to go back and have a 5-lap shootout?
Maybe.
I don't think your knuckles have enough left in them here tonight. There is no blood flow through those things.
Yeah, now that you mention it, my hands are pretty cold from the restricted flow.
I talk about it, you talk about it, the restricted flow, the white knuckles here. You had a great battle out there, though, with that 0-1 of Murdoch.
Yeah, that's a way to put it, I suppose. It was stressful because he kept trying to dive it on me in turn, I guess, to turn 3-4 now. And it's like I saw it coming every time, and I just had to deal with it every time.
But it never happened to work out, as you here tonight are able to hold on to that spot. So a great run for you. Ryan, what are you doing this offseason anyway?
I'm going to be racing some touring cars on Wednesday nights. Some beating and banging and front-wheel drive action.
Odd.
Yeah, I know. It's a little bit different than we normally do.
Odd but intriguing, so we wish you the luck here. Ryan, before we let you go, though, is there anybody back home in Michigan, anybody around the world that tunes in here tonight that you got to say those thank yous to for the final race of the season?
I got to thank my teammates at 4X Racing, Zach, Sean, and Chris. We do a lot of good work together, and I really love being a part of this team. I'm excited for the next season in the fall. Got to thank the admin team, and Josh especially. He deserves this summer break. He's worked so hard for the league, and yeah, put his feet up a little bit. And thank you for doing all the broadcasting and stuff. Couldn't do it without you. And I got to thank my dad, my brother, and my grandmother for tuning in every week, plus a couple of my uncles, I believe. and Turbo Dork, because I love rocking their colors. They always look the best on the track.
There you have it, race fans. He's out of Canton, Michigan. His car is always looking some of the best dressed out onto the speedway, no matter what class we race. Ryan O'Donnell here tonight will wrap up the podium and finish in third. Well, that means there's only one other driver out there, race fans, that we haven't talked to here tonight, and he's the driver that, well, tonight will pick up the championship. What does that mean? Well, that means he came into the final race of the season. They called him the ultimate underdog. He only picked up one win on the season, and that was at Rockingham. So he locked himself in at Rockingham to secure himself a chance here tonight at the Phoenix International Raceway. But other than that, he didn't pick up a win this season. He came in tonight as the fourth slated in the overall points, but tonight he will walk away with a championship. Race fans, your season 15 champion is the driver of the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Souza, well, a great race here tonight. It may not have come down to the pure speed in that car, but hey, you take them however you can get them.
Yeah, this is great, guys. You know, we've been working so damn hard this season. You know, I told you at Rockingham when we won there, we had to make it to the Final Four. If we could make it there, we'd be in somewhat contention. And after that first run, Sean was close to me. Started driving away after the second run, and I said, we need something to happen if we're going to beat him. And lo and behold, we got our luck there, and it got dropped in our seat, basically, with that whole chaos on the restart.
What did you see on that restart there? You restarted inside the top 6, and it looked like everybody in front of you pretty much got wrapped up and washed up in that one.
Yeah, I did the restart there, and I thought I actually, you know, lagged back a little bit. They got a little bit of a jump on me, and I kind of followed DJ under the line there, and when he started coming up, I thought, you know, he's drifting up, and I just stuck it on the inside lane, and then they started dying behind me, and my spotter said, yep, they're all dead. We just have to finish. So, you know, I think we were probably second best out of the Final Four tonight, and this ended up working out for us, though.
So it works out for you for your first ever championship here on Monday night. The other year, you were able to point your way all the way to the Final Four. How does it feel, though, to come in here, be called the underdog again in the Final Four, and this time, though, put it on them?
It's great. I'll tell you, it's great. Every time I show up to this league on Monday, I know who we're racing to win a race against. They're there. You know, James, Sean, Max, DJ. They are the best in this league. You know, those top 4 are basically the best in this league, in my opinion, week in, week out, and we're always just trying to chase them and keep up with them. And we were able to hold off Max a couple weeks ago, and it got us here. And then they took each other out, I guess, for me with that whole mess there. So to come out here, like you said, as the underdog. Last time we came here to Phoenix in the Final Four, I was here with the 87s, and we were in contention then, and I was the one getting wept up and flipped over with a couple laps to go. So to be on the other end of that tonight, winning this championship, it's just really huge.
Well, I can hear it in your voice that you're excited for this one. What do you say we just toss this old red carpet out? We hand you the microphone. I know there's people that help you out week in and week out up on the spotter stand back at the old home operations base back there. So what do you say we give all of them a big shout out here tonight, as you are the season 15 champion?
I gotta just thank Souza Media Analyzer, 2 sponsors that are with us every week. Doesn't matter what we drive. And then this week, the main person I need to thank for this, I thank him every time I'm on this podium spot, is Brandon Pierce. Works his ass off for me on the spotter stand. Shows up every Monday night for the last 2 years. Little bit different paint scheme on the car tonight. This is a car he drove consistently for about 2 years, about 2020, 2021. Called up Kevin Steele over at Apex Designs, got him to put this car onto a B car from the Gen 6, and we gave it a hell of a ride. And it's just nice to be able to work with great guys like Brandon, who will work with me no matter what, and just be able to be here and just help us every week. So it was a little bit of a tribute to him, and I told him when we started this race we're going to get this thing a championship, and hell yeah, that's what we ended up doing.
Well, you did it here tonight. You are the champion here tonight in season number 15. Your name will go into the record book. Congratulations, Jeff. We hope you celebrate this one. You have all summer long here to celebrate this one, and we look forward to seeing you back in season number 16 to defend your championship.
Sounds good. I got to thank you for doing all the broadcasts, too, and I got to thank James and Josh and James and everyone else that helps run this league. This is one of the best leagues in iRacing, in my opinion. We have consistently 25, 30 cars per week that are clean races, and I really appreciate that from everybody else out on track. So thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple months.
Well, there you have it here, race fans. That is your champion here. Season number 15. We'll go home with Jeffrey Souza here tonight. He's picked up 1 win, 5 top 5s, 9 top 10s on the season. His average finish, 11th at the end of the season, and he is the driver that you will now call champion. He will be the driver to come back next season to try and defend that championship. The last 2 seasons, we've had 2 new champions here in the series. Last year it was Chris Hammett. This year it's Jeffrey Souza. Who is it next year? Is it Ethan Troutman, who was able to pick up the win tonight? Maybe Ryan O'Donnell. What about Richard Murdoch? Or is it one of the drivers that are the name stables here with the series towards the top that may have had their chances taken away here tonight early on here in Phoenix? We won't know until we come back. And when do we come back? Well, we're taking the summer off. That's right. I'm going golfing, I'm going bowling, and I'm going to the races. And race fans, we got to thank each and every one of you, because without you tuning in here over on YouTube and Facebook, we wouldn't be here. We got to thank all the drivers and all the admins, all the sponsors of the series. They are also taking the summers off. They are taking family vacations. They are going bowling. They are going to baseball games. They are going to be going to the races. That's all these guys talk about, is what they're going to do this summer, because they have never had a summer off. Normally we run 15 weeks, take 4 off, we come back for 15. This time we are taking the next 17 weeks off. And, well, for myself, I know I'm excited. The racers are excited. The families are excited. I know you race fans, you may be a little disappointed to hear that, but we will be back. And Donald's going to eat watermelon, as he said. We will be back. We will bring the Red Light Racing Series back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network for season number 16 here for Monday night. And we will also bring you the Short Track Scrambler Series back next season on Thursday night. But for everybody behind the scenes here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we thank you all for tuning in and watching us this year. We also got to thank Simbox. We got to thank the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Turbo Dork, Mickey's Tax Service, Claws Up, Movember, the Inside Track Motorsports, Adventure in Pixels, Greg's Pizza, the Black Rifle Coffee Company, along with Shanika Single and his 2-cent single race at Martinsville. And we got to thank everybody over at goldbowling.com also for their support this season here with Red Light Racing. So on behalf of Red Light Racing race fans, we hope you all have a great off season, and we will see you all back here for season number 16 of Racing Competition with the Red Light Racing Series. So till then, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we will see you in Turn 3.